Everyone, welcome back to Spoiler Free Wrestling. And there's big news coming for fans of Major League Wrestling. And if you don't know much about this promotion, it's run by Court Bauer, who is a former writer for WWE. He actually started Major League Wrestling in 2002, which, if you were following wrestling in 2002, it was kind of a bad year. ECW, it was the first year in a long time without ECW and WCW. So a few different promotions attempted to form out of their ashes. Ring of Honor did. And of course, Ring of Honor is still very successful today, although 2019 is going to be a new era for them as they prepare to lose the Bullet Club, or the Elite. Impact Wrestling, well, TNA formed in 2002, and Major League Wrestling did. So those were the three major promotions to sort of form out of that period where the number 2 and number 3 promotions went under in wrestling. So Court Bauer did that for a little bit. They were only around for a couple of years. They had a TV deal. They sort of picked up ECW's old what do you call it? Like they picked up some of the old TV deals, not the deal on TNN, but sort of some of their other TV deals, like on the Sunshine Network or something like that. Joey Styles was doing commentary, brought in a lot of old ECW guys, a lot of guys from Mexico, and their whole thing was hybrid wrestling. Then fast forward to 2017, Court Bauer's gone from WWE, and he's doing his podcast with Conan, and they're exploding in popularity, and he decides, what the hell, I'm going to do a show called One Shot, I think it was called. And of course, you never just do one show, right? He was, but obviously, you know, he marketed it as like, we're just going to do one show, filmed it, and shopped that thing around and got himself a deal on beIN Sports. Like, look how long, like Jeff Jarrett spent forever trying to get a TV deal and could never do it for Global Force Wrestling. Court Bauer filmed one show, one Major League Wrestling show, and he got a deal on beIN Sports. That deal, even better now, as Major League Wrestling has signed an agreement. Well, I don't know if they signed anything, but they've come to an agreement for live specials. The first one being December 14th? Yes, the December 14th episode of MLW Fusion will be live, held in Miami. They'll actually have done a taping the night before as well. And why I think this is such an important thing for Major League Wrestling moving to live shows. Not all of their shows are going to be live. They're just going to do more of them. So we know the first one is on December 14th. We don't know when the next one is. They do tapings once a month. So it's likely, it's possible anyway, that we would get one live MLW show a month and then 3 or 4 taped episodes. But why this is a big deal for MLW is news from taped wrestling events don't do a thing online. Like, they just don't, they don't go viral. They don't get people talking because, and I know we've seen like ratings for wrestling shows taped versus live. There's not much of a difference. I can just tell you from covering wrestling for the last 4 years, since 2014, so almost 5. If something happens live on TV, it's a bigger deal. It's a bigger deal in terms of the news traveling online. So, say I'm a writer for SE Scoops. If I write about a title change that happened on a taped episode, nobody cares about that article. If I write about a title change that happened on a live show, that is seen as news to people. I'm not saying they should see it like this. Obviously, at Spoiler Free Wrestling, the idea is to allow you to watch a taped show as if it was happening live. So you can have that sort of excitement of not knowing what's going to happen or who's going to win or who's going to win the title or whatever. But that's just how it works online. Like, if something happens taped, it's not news after it airs. So by having stuff go out live, the company's going to increase how much exposure they get online through news. So let's just go to what the lineup for the card on December 14th is going to be. There's 4 confirmed matches for that night. Now, we don't know what... we don't know if all of these matches are going to air. It's still going to be 1 hour. There will be an MLW World Heavyweight Championship match that night. Loki is going to defend it against Conan in a no disqualification match, which will likely be a lot of smoke and mirrors. But Brian Pillman Jr. will go up against Tommy Dreamer in a Singapore cane match. There will be a 5-way ladder match to declare a new MLW World Middleweight Champion, as MJF broke his elbow and is expected to be on the shelf probably until January. So he's going to miss this show. And Rush from Los Ingobernables will take on Rich Swann. So they also mentioned, MLW also mentioned that they have discussed doing more live specials next year. So we will keep you up to date with everything going on with Major League Wrestling, as well as their deal with beIN Sports and live episodes of Fusion. If you're not watching Major League Wrestling already, I definitely want to recommend this promotion. You can see every single one of their previous episodes on YouTube. Because beIN Sports is not in a ton of homes, the Friday Night Fusion episodes air in full on YouTube. They're posted there 6 p.m. on Saturdays. Definitely worth checking out. MLW, a promotion to keep your eye on in 2019. All right, thanks everybody for once again for supporting this website. If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button to make sure you're not missing out on any news or reports from Spoiler Free Wrestling.